I've been planning to make this free course on YouTube for years, and I wanted to make the mindset video right after Black Friday, Cyber Monday, because it is one of the most amazing times where you realize that all your hard work and energy gets rewarded with new customers and repeat customers just skyrocketing your sales. Last month, or in the month of November, I made, oh my gosh, well over six figures. It's not the first time it's happened either. In fact, in the year 2020, I had 4 months that actually passed six figures in profits. That's net income. And I remember when I was just making $27,000 a year at a call center. Um, oh my gosh, if I could have just made $1,000 online, that would have, blew my mind. And when that finally happened, it did. And now the numbers have changed, the stats have changed, my budget has changed, but the feeling remains the same. And I'm going to put myself back into like how I started and how I got here. And mindset is everything, because throughout this course, you're going to learn the tactics, the strategies, the how to, but the mindset is something you need to execute. And more importantly, you need to create that behavior, because this is called a side hustle for a reason, right? You're probably either a student or have a full-time 9 to 5 with the aspirations to produce an extra income, and with the potential that that extra income could potentially replace your full-time income, maybe. At least that was my goal when I started out. My first intention of working on the internet was to be a stay-at-home father. I wanted to make $75,000 a year. That was my goal. That's all I wanted. It's crazy how things have changed. So one thing I feel like that has really I could give credit to on making myself the person that I am now. I always wanted it, but my friends describe me as someone who is like in the dirt, someone who is basically like shovel working and able to produce actions every single day. So we all get distracted. Of course, it's going to happen. I think now the problems from 10 years ago versus today is like 10 years ago, there wasn't that much information on how to create a successful online business. Today, it's information overwhelm. And those are also part of distractions as well. You can now find hundreds of courses on pretty much every single type of online business model. So, what do you do? How do you focus? Well, I think one thing when it comes to your behavior is that you need to set aside some time every single day to work on your side hustle. For me, what took me out of the call center making $27,000 a year to today where I make $27,000 basically a week is what I called my golden hour. And I know this may be hard if you are hate being a morning person, but for me, my golden hour, the time where I knew I was going to be undistracted, where I could just focus and either spend that golden hour either learning something or trying something, or most likely in those early years just failing at something, was in the morning. So before I clocked in at 8 a.m., I made sure that I at least spent, usually it was like a 6:30 to 7:30, working on my side hustle. At the time, it was posting videos on YouTube. So I was researching and learning about YouTube SEO. I was posting on my blog, and I was filming early in the morning my YouTube videos all by myself. So that golden hour, I feel like if I can just attribute one thing, how did I get to where I am today, is having a golden hour. And maybe an hour seems like, oh my gosh, I'm already maxed, I don't have an hour to spare. Maybe it's not a golden hour, maybe it's just 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And if you don't even have 30 minutes to try to get this going, it's just not going to work for you. You have to spend some amount of time. But think about it this way: I only spent an hour every single day. It took me 5 years, and it's because I struggled a lot. Luckily, you have people like me who are willing to share. So hopefully, it won't take you that long. But 5 years to basically where my side hustle matched my full time income, and that's the day I became a full time entrepreneur. But 1 hour a day, that's it. I mean, 1 hour a day over 5 years to basically double your income. That's worth it. Spend that time. It's really not a lot. And I think if you are building this side hustle, one of the things that has to drive you in terms of your mindset is your reason why. So I already shared my reason why at first was to basically be a stay-at-home dad. And this is part where I want you to pause this video and think about, what is your reason why? Why are you watching this video in the first place? Why are you going to spend these 30 days on YouTube trying something, or you're going to challenge and get frustrated, and you're going to test and launch something and get failed? Why? When you could be spending time with your family, when you could be watching Netflix or playing PS5, whatever. Why are you here? So pause this video and write, what is my driving force? What do I want? What's my vision of what I want my life to be? And why do I think that this is the side hustle that can get me there? And I want you to dream big. I want you to write whatever you want, because now I'm dreaming super big. My dreams now consist of not just myself and my wife, but family. I can't wait for the day till I give my sister a car as a gift for Christmas. I can't wait till the day till I take the entire family on a crazy vacation to the Maldives, and it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I can't wait till I buy my parents a home. Literally, I'm throwing out these crazy ideas. That's where my reason why has evolved to now, and it's okay to redefine it, but at the beginning, you need something strong. One thing I'll share is when I was bullied in high school and I wanted to learn how to dance, my bullies were, I guess I could call it my reason why. I didn't know all the self-help terms when I was in high school and college starting out, but I wanted to dance in college, and that dancing led me to be a professional for T-Pain after just 2 years of dancing. What was my fuel? It was basically the freedom that escaped those high school bullies, but also they gave me fuel. But if you're someone who also comes from maybe a not the best atmosphere, or you've failed a lot, and maybe that burdens you, or there's people in your life who basically don't think you're going to be successful, I'm going to say it's okay to use that fuel a little bit at the beginning, but hater fuel can't fuel a rocket ship, right? And what you're creating is a rocket ship. You're going to scale to the moon. You need real fuel. The hater fuel is just going to get you outside the ozone. But to make it all the way to the moon, you need a reason why. Okay, pause this video, write down your reason why, and come back. I hope you've written down your reason why. And if you haven't, shame on you. You got to take this serious, because the next 30 days are going to be intense if you stick with me. They're going to challenge you, and you're going to get frustrated. And so any of those times when you come into failure, and I still come into many failure today, as I always go, you need to go back to that reason why to say, why should I get back up and try again? Why should I spend hours trying to figure this out? This isn't working. Why should I not give up? And that's why having a reason why to go back to fill you up, to fuel you back up when you're running low, to help you get through those challenges you're going to occur. And that's why it's so important to have a reason why. The next biggest mindset to adopt is really more of not adding something. It's trying to remove feelings that you're going to get. So unfortunately, because of the internet and keeping up with the Joneses, now extremely scaled via Instagram, where people are flashing their wealth here and there, or their perceived wealth, we often get a sense of immediate gratification for anything that we touch, launch, try, and test. In other words, you're used to seeing other people potentially share how successful they are and how fast it occurred, that when you launch your business and it doesn't scale to the moon on the first try, and for full transparency, nothing I've done has ever done that, that you're going to feel like you should give up, that this isn't worth it, that it's not for you, that it's either too difficult. You're going to come up with excuses why it just can't work out. And it's not because of you. It's because of this environment that we can't avoid every time we hop on our phone and open up social media. Instant, immediate gratification of your friends, whether they know it or not, or do it on purpose or not, are sharing their pictures with their new house and their new car, or if you follow business people like I do, it's like showing how much money they made a day. And I have to admit, I'm guilty of this as well, which is why I try to, every time I talk about money or how much income I've made, I always try to add, even in my short little TikTok videos, context that how I did not make this overnight. It took 10 years, or I struggled a lot to get to where I am today. Because that's what I don't want, is that my content also helps you feel like you need instant gratification. Because here's what's actually going to happen. You're going to create, you're going to research and build, and if this is all brand new to you, it's going to take a while to get all this together. And then when you launch, it may not work. In fact, it probably won't work. You might fail, or it might take a long, long time for you to get to proof of concept, which is something we talk about in a future video. And when that happens, your whole mission is to go back to your reason why I think, okay, I need to try again. And you need that fuel to get you back up and try again. You're going to fail a lot. In fact, a true honest stat from my 2019 campaigns, which I've kept track, and my 2020 campaigns, is that my average success rate when I launch a campaign is 20%. And I've launched thousands. I believe in 2020, I launched like 1,500 campaigns. So I literally failed over 800 times. And for another way to look at it is I actually failed way more than I succeeded. I failed 4 times more than I succeeded. And this is something I have to deal with. I've basically, I don't want to say become a robot, but I'm not romantic about my pride that because I've made it to this far, that means I'm now at this point where everything I should launch should become successful. I still have the same mindset that I did at the beginning, that to be relentless, to be mentally tough, and to keep testing, because I know I'm just one good product, one good business idea, or one good dropship product, that's the side hustle you pursue, or one good course, or one good ad from making my desired income goal, whether that's 10K a month or 100K a month. All it takes is one successful formula of you testing from the research and the offer and the funnel to get it right. And there's so much, I would call them internet lotteries in a business aspect that are up for grabs, which is why you're here today, and which is why I want to help you reach that in 2021. So mental toughness and resilience, and lose the pride about failing, because failing, especially in the way of the internet world, is just called a test. You tried something, it didn't work out, you tested it, and hopefully you learned, and it's now to move on to the next one. So that's the biggest concept for mindset number 2. This third and last concept about mindset you may disagree on. It all depends on the environment and the people that you surround yourself with, or maybe not by choice, or who you're stuck with. Look, I know you're probably really excited about your side hustle, and your inclination may be to want to tell everyone what you're doing. But creating a side hustle is not normal. Trying to make money online is not normal. I am recording this in a van I live in at the time. That's not normal. And the idea when the van first came up, I didn't share it out loud and proud. When I started my first side hustles, I actually did share, but I learned that's not a good idea because what other people are doing, I would call the norm of life, is that they work at a 9 to 5, and you can basically write down the summary of many people's lives: go to college, get married, buy a house, work up the corporate ladder, live a happy, normal life. Well, creating an online business is not normal. And so you trying to learn, change your life, improve your life at maybe a very, very different than your current circle of friends or family, the natural inclination people have is fear and doubt. It's usually projecting their own insecurities. And unfortunately, what that comes out of, and what it sounds like to you, is people disbelieving or doubting that you can actually achieve this side hustle thing that you're trying. They will come up with the reasons why it's stupid, it's saturated, it won't work, it's impossible, it's highly unlikely, it sounds like a scam. And it's not that these friends or family of yours have ill intentions to you, that they don't think you can do it. It's usually, again, them projecting their own insecurities that, hey, like, what are you doing? Like, can't you just go back in line like everyone else and, climb up the corporate ladder, retire at 65? It's just a human inclination, nature, that we feel fear when someone else is doing something that we're not. So, with that said, if you have an amazing circle of friends or family who is so supportive, and you've already, talked about ideas, go ahead and tell them, because they're going to help you keep accountable, and accountability is so big, especially in this launch, 30-day launch here. But if you don't, I would encourage you actually not to share it. And where should you share online? Luckily, you have the internet, you have people like me, you have the Facebook group, which is down below, and those are the people that you want to talk to, because all of us are aspiring to do something different and create something online. Talking to the normal people, you're going to get shut down. And you know, there are exceptions. Like I have mentors who don't do anything online, but they understand business, they understand entrepreneurship, and so I bounce ideas off them. But I have, you know, friends that I'm no longer friends with. Once I started crushing online, and at the beginning they turned into kind of haters, and it's just because, you know, this whole lifestyle that you're trying to achieve it's very, very different. So I just want you to be prepared. I want you to be excited. I want you to put all your energy and focus, but I want you to protect that space, because this space in your head of basically creating the side hustle, it needs to be protected, because you need all the positivity right now, because you're about to head into potential failure and testing and trying and struggling. So you only need the best, most positive atmosphere in your head to conquer through the challenges that are ahead. I hope you've enjoyed this video about mindset. I'm glad you've actually made it this far in the video, because when I was starting out, mindset videos were the ones I usually skipped. It's because I was more interested in how to learn the latest Facebook ad trick, but I didn't really realize that the mindset's actually one of the most important parts of starting an online side hustle or an online business. So I hope you now have your reason why. Write it down if you haven't, or put it on your phone, send an alert, or make sure you're looking at that every single day, especially at the beginning. I know I did. Make sure you're preparing for the mental battle ahead, and that you have your toughness and mental resilience prepared to learn and to test, to fail, and to succeed. And lastly, protect your space up in here. If you want to share this exciting adventure that you're on, you have our online community, or if you share it with other people, just be very considerate onto who you're sharing it with. And if you happen to share it with someone that you thought was a good idea and it ends up, you know, you start getting a lot of those challenges, just understand that it's not a personal attack against you. It's that their own insecurities are projecting out because you're doing something very different. Thanks for watching this video about mindset, and we'll catch you in tomorrow's video.
When I started my very first side hustle, I was working at a call center making $27,000 a year. If I could pinpoint how I got from then to now, it would definitely be by the power of habit. It's one of the hardest things to create, but once you have it, you feel unstoppable. To help you build it, I've created the Side Hustle Journal, which is a daily journal that will help hold you accountable to working on your side hustle and creating an amazing business and life that you love. Go to adrianbrambilla.com/journal to check it out today.